Hey TriForce, how's it going?
Hey man, what's going on? It's been a while.
Yes, it has. Have you heard the latest about the E-Leagues and what it is doing in fighting games?
Yeah, actually, I saw something on Facebook and YouTube. There's like a little promotion that they did where it's something regarding Street Fighter 5, and they put $250,000 into the pool, or I guess that's the prize overall, like 32 fighters or something like that. And it's some big stuff happening for the FGC in terms of how it's evolving in esports with this with Turner's company E-League. So yeah, I seen the suits are making their moves. It's about that time. A little bit early, but 2018 they're going to make some bigger moves in this though.
Have you also heard about the disapproval from the EVO staff regarding the E-Leagues?
I've read some comments regarding what some of the EVO staff members have said about the E-League, but in my opinion, I think it's more like critique rather than actual statements disapproving of what they do. I say this because you can never be too sure what someone actually means when they say something. Sometimes it's more, it's about the context. Being that the EVO staff literally created the whole competitive fighting game aspect, overall, it's really it's really difficult to think like, what do they actually mean? Do they actually, are they firing shots at them, or they're simply critiquing them because they've been here, they built this is how it used to run for several years, and now here comes a newer, more modern organization with more resources, with more financing, and they're in a sense, revolutionizing what they started, which is why I call this the industrial esports revolution, because that's what it's actually going through. And their comments are based on how they're doing it versus how it was originally done. So I think it's more critique than anything else. I don't want to go too much into it because I can't speak on what the EVO staff actually means, but I'll kind of leave it at that in terms of what they're doing.
Well, what can the FGC do about this?
Honestly, I don't think the FGC can do anything. If anything, it should be more what could the FGC have done. And so I guess let's start with that. What could they have done? Well, the FGC has been an untamed beast for many years. It's over a decade, 2 decades to be exact. And the people that were in charge, or people that were in power in terms of managing the community as a whole, the entire FGC, didn't really manage it. They just let it roam free. And this was a very dangerous thing to do, because what would happen is that once it gets to a level where you can actually see where this is going in terms of the industry aspect of it, and it starts to make money, if you don't have control over it, then outside forces, the foreign forces, can come in and really just grab hold of something you never grabbed hold of. If I could make a comparison to our organization, management has always been one of the biggest issues for Empire Arcadia. When I managed the players, I didn't really manage them like players. I managed them more so like family, and that didn't do well for the organization, and we had a huge fallout of players and so forth. But what I was able to do was to establish a brand from that. And even though I established a brand, I can just simply interchange pieces that I've lost. So I can the empire is able to maintain itself despite that. But in comparison to like the FGC, there was never a unified solid brand. It's just the FGC. It's a community that has micro communities all built in to each other, and they're warring factions, micro communities fighting micro communities. So it's like a romance of the three kingdoms. So it's just a bunch of people fighting each other, and there was no, Cao was trying to unify the three kingdoms under one brand, so that from the inside looking out, any invading forces trying to come in, they could fight off or work with outside forces coming together as a superpower. But they couldn't get it together. So that's the problem with the FGC. No one took the responsibility. Everybody was their own individual brand, warring against each other from the directors down to the tournament directors, down to the actual players themselves. When we got in, we tried to set like some type of order by creating a team. And what should have happened is what MLG tried to do, which they did for the FGC. MLG tried to create franchises for the FGC, right? Just like how they did for first-person shooters in their league. Mm-hmm. And what would have happened is now any outside foreign force that would have came in must have gone through MLG to deal with these franchise players, franchise teams. Mm-hmm. So the FGC should have been able to have franchised all of its teams, whether organic or coming in. Because now these big guys are coming in, they don't have to talk to anyone in the FGC, no tournament organizer. They just go to the teams and the individual players and they say, we have money, and those players are going to take the money, those teams are going to take the money, because they're only looking out for their own survival. They were never a cohesive community. It was a massive community of micro communities in it, and each micro community was looking out for themselves. So now here we are in the future, and these guys are literally picking them off one by one. Like I said, no different necessarily from Empire, because in Empire we had like micro players, the individual players all fighting for their own individual, agenda, rather than staying as a whole. So other teams could come in and say, what's this guy doing for you? Hey, come on my team. And they just leave individually and it breaks it down. Fortunately, I've been at the management stuff for years, so we were able to stop the bleeding at this point. Now, for the FGC, I don't think you can stop the bleeding. It's too far in. They're here. So, by the end of this year, it's really, I don't know what to tell anyone. Honestly, I think most people should cut their losses, try to create partnerships and work with the industry and help it evolve further in esports, or sell. Those are your only two options right now. So, a lot of people are like, no, but like, you can't fight it. It's too late. You never prepared for it. So, yeah, just sell. That's all you can do right now. It's too late for anything. So, the storm is here. You didn't build a boat. So, what are you going to do? Someone's offering you, hey, listen, you can't, the storm is here in 24 hours. There's no way you're going to be able to build a boat in time. We have a boat. We're selling it. We'll sell you a free ride on the boat. You want to survive, get on the boat.
Okay. So, where does Empire Arcadia stand in all this?
As I said, Empire Arcadia, where we stand in all of this is pretty much, we saw the writing on the wall years ago. In fact, when I came from the retro gaming community into the FGC, I had already known how the retro industry was being industrialized. First-person shooters were being industrialized. Real-time shooters were being industrialized. And I already knew how esports was going to be like, I don't want to call it a plague, but it was going to sweep through all the genres of competitive gaming and change things. Mm-hmm. So being that the FGC had not been affected yet, I wanted to come in and set down a foundation with a branded team and use that branded team to help as like some type of like platform foundation to help the FGC grow and develop as a whole over the years. Unfortunately, we were not well received, or I should say I was not well received. The players were, but I was not well received with what I was trying to do. Kept telling people I was a development organization, although we were competitive and playing, for esports, but that I wasn't able to convey that message properly. So a lot of that's kind of my fault. I was terrible at, trying to get that across to people. So unfortunately, I couldn't focus on that anymore. I had to focus on the team. And I focused on trying to maintain our team's legacy. And that's what I'm using to get us to cross over this now, industrial revolution in the FGC. And that's pretty much all I can do. We'll be working with guys like the E-League and so forth in 2018. That's all we can do. But fortunately for me, we're not in a position where we have to sell. And to be very honest with you, I wouldn't sell. So yeah. I'm just going to work with these guys on what they're doing and be able to maintain for my team, and then take what Empire Arcadia can do, or that what we get, and try to help maintain as much of the community as we can. That's all we can do. So it's, I'm not going to sit here and be pretentious and act like, oh, we have the answers and we're going to go out there and save the universe. No. We're not saving anyone. We can't. Sorry, guys. We just can't. I'm just being realistic about the situation. But what we can do is we can continue to maintain our brand and help the community. as much as we possibly can. And hopefully the suits have the community's best interests in mind. If not, it's what it is. But the good news is, the silver lining is that esports will blow up in the FGC at the cost of thousands, tens of thousands of players. But that's how most sports are, most industries are. That's the nature of it, and we just have to accept that.
Okay, well, thank you, TriForce.
No problem, man.
Best of wishes to EMP.
Of course. We'll do what we can. All right.
All right.
Thank you.
Yeah.